Hey guys, it is not Chef Ryan. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make an awesome stuffed pork tenderloin recipe. Let's get into the kitchen.
He's a little overweight, he likes to eat. He's not a chef, he's not Chef Ryan.
Okay, so what you're going to need in order to make your stuffed pork tenderloin is a whole pork tenderloin, some olive oil, apple chips, brown sugar, some sliced almonds, salt. I've got 3 delicious autumn spices here, a little bit of cinnamon, some nutmeg, and some cloves. You're also going to need some dried cranberries, raisins, or in this case I have blueberries, and some panko breadcrumbs. Okay, so the hardware you're going to need to make your stuffed pork tenderloin is a baking pan, large cutting board, 2 sharp knives, a pair of tongs. I have a skillet here, but I'm going to use a grill. If you don't have a grill, you could use a skillet. I've got 2 different types of string. This is more of a tweed, and I've got a cotton string. I prefer the tweed for this particular recipe because I think it works a little bit better. You need a small Tupperware container to soak your string and a temperature gauge. Okay, so I've trimmed some of the fat from my pork tenderloin here, and I've got a smaller sized knife. I like this because I think it provides a little bit more dexterity. What I'm going to do is just start at a 45-degree angle, making an incision along the bottom half of the tenderloin. And what we'll do is, as we make that cut, we'll just continue to pull back until we roll this out and it's a complete flat piece. Okay, now while I had the camera off, I placed a piece of plastic wrap over this, and I kind of flattened it a little bit with the dull side of this meat tenderizer. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. What you're going to want to do is just start here with some olive oil, and we're just going to drizzle that across. And then with your hand, you'll just kind of lightly coat one side of the pork. Then we're going to start with our brown sugar. We're going to evenly coat the pork with the brown sugar. And we're going to move to our panko breadcrumbs. We'll do the same. Next, we're going to take our apple chips. These are dried apple chips. This is the equivalent of 1 apple. And we're just going to coat the meat with the apple chips. After that, we'll move on to our blueberries. Again, you can substitute this with craisins, which are cranberry raisins, or with just plain raisins. Then I'll put the almond. And last but certainly not least, we're going to move on to our 3 autumn spices. It's a little bit of clove, not very much. A little bit of cinnamon. and a little bit of nutmeg. Now I've turned this around here and I've got the long end away from me. I'm just going to start by picking up this end. And we're just going to roll and tuck. Okay, so I've cut a length of string here, and as you can see, I've soaked it. So we're going to pull that out and just give it a squeeze. The reason I've soaked this is because we're going to put this on the grill and we don't want this to burn. Okay, so now to the fun part. We're going to begin to tie this. You want to start pretty close to the end with your string, and you'll want the crease to be down, and you're going to want to make one knot right here. And then we'll pull this down just a short ways, about an inch. And we'll wrap this underneath. So once you've wrapped this underneath, you're going to pull this part of the string around, and you're just going to make one more tie. Now this is not going to be a knot, it's just going to be a tie right here. Just make sure that that's firm but not too tight, and you'll continue to repeat this process, pulling the string around and making a tie until you've reached the end. When you reach the end, you want to make a knot. Okay, so we've got our pork tenderloin here completely tied. We're just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the top, and then again with our hand, we're just going to take that and lightly coat the entire tenderloin, just like that. Okay, so we've moved outside here to the grill area, and I've got my grill on low. And we're just going to take this and sear the outside until it's well browned. Okay, so as you can see here, I've just lightly browned the outside of this. We're going to stick this into a baking pan, which has been lightly greased with the grease up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this into the oven, which has already been preheated to 350 degrees. And we're going to let that cook for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until the thermometer reads between 155 and 160 degrees. Okay, so we've let this cook. It actually took a little closer to a little bit more than 35 minutes this time, and it's just at about 155 degrees, so it's perfect. And I'm ready to eat it. It smells absolutely delicious. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside for about 10 to 15 minutes. And we're going to let that moisture find a resting place in the meat. And then once we've done that, we'll pull it off and we'll slice it. Now here's one tip that I want to make mention of. When you've got the string on, you can leave the string on when you slice it, as long as the knife is sharp enough. And then you can pull it off afterwards. That'll help keep it together when you cut it and make it a little bit easier for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video today on how to make a stuffed pork tenderloin. The house smells delicious. I cannot wait to eat it. Listen, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up or subscribe. I guess the only alternative to that would be a thumbs down, so don't do that. But until next time, this is not Chef Ryan, saying love what you cook and cook what you love. Thanks for watching.